and welcome.
That's not funny.
Oh, and the world's going crazy!
Stop, drop, and talk.
We've got no time for bullshit!
Stop, drop, and talk. With Ava, RJ, and B-Rock. It's Stop. Stop, drop, and talk.
I have nothing to say.
Yeah, baby! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Stop, Drop, and Talk. Welcome back. My name is RJ Hale. I'm so happy you're all with us. And with me, as always, is the amazing, the incredible, the beautiful, the talented, the
Stop, drop, and
incredible. I
talk.
say incredible. The multi-incredible, multi-amazing, Can you hear me?
Yes, my mic was muted. Sorry. Hey, that's the biggest phrase of 2020. You're muted.
You're muted. Yeah.
I was muted. So happy to be here. It is International Women's Day. Later on, we've got Plush joining us. Woo! So excited. It won't be too long for those people that are tuning in to see them. I know that they are in high demand. So it will be really exciting to get them on here. But before we jump into all of that, I'm going to pass it over to B-Rock.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So I was actually driving from Huron, South Dakota today, and I heard Plush on Sirius Octane. Yeah.
What?
And I was like, hey,
Octane.
they're going to be on our show. So it was pretty
Hell
cool
yeah.
to hear that. So yeah, definitely pumped about it. So
Nice, man.
yeah, for
Super
sure.
exciting.
I heard that your grandma passed away recently. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
She did. And if it's okay with you guys, she was a very inspirational, kind of non-judgmental woman. And so I went to the funeral on Saturday, and
there she is.
I would like to dedicate the show to her tonight, if we can do that.
Absolutely, man. I know you were telling me about her, just like she was a great, strong, powerhouse of a woman in your life, and it's International Women's Day, so we gotta dedicate this. To
this one goes
strong,
out.
powerful woman in your life.
Yeah, this one goes out to you, Audrey. We love you.
Oh, for
And,
Audrey.
yeah.
For Audrey.
Very, very cool.
Thanks, man.
Seems fitting that we are able to do that for her today on this particular day.
I know it is
Yeah, for
today.
sure.
Today is International Women's Day. That's amazing. Hell
It
yeah.
sure is. We have lots to talk about that. I think it's time for us to jump into some fucks given.
All right, let's get right into it.
Yeah,
Where is it? Come on, give it to me.
it's the FSG button.
Man, it's always this button that gives me trouble. There it is.
Some people got many and others have none. We're all going crazy, so come and get one. It's Thanksgiving.
There we go. Still haven't fixed my damn button machine. Oh well. It'll fix itself.
Well, like we said, it is International Women's Day. And for those of you that do not know what International Women's Day is, it is a global holiday that is celebrated annually on March 8th to commemorate cultural, political, and socioeconomic achievements of women. All across the globe, excuse me. It's also the focal point in the women's rights movement, bringing attention to issues such as gender equality, reproductive rights, and violence against women.
Yes, thank you.
Very
What a
cool that we
great
get a
day.
day for that.
And
Now,
it's so
here's
cool.
the-
It's so cool. It landed on the show. That's great. I'm glad it's
I
today.
know.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. That's amazing.
Do you know actually what's so bad is that I woke up and I didn't even realize that I knew it was Women's History Month,
I know.
which March is. I didn't realize that today was International Women's History Day. I was like, whoa, which is so perfect because
Yeah,
we've
see, I
got
didn't know that either.
we've got the badass girls of Plush on today, so it just all kind of fell into place. Today is going to be awesome.
And Plush is tearing up the charts right now. Like, what? Don't they have a song that's just blowing up on the radio?
Yes, it's called Hate.
Yeah. Give it up for them, man.
Written by frontwoman Mariah Formica, which we will get into that with her. It was actually based off of a personal experience for her. So maybe we can ask some questions a little bit.
So I thought it was amazing too, because when you look at this chart, it was like Foo Fighters, Offspring, Plush.
Right,
those are
there
some-
it is. There
Yeah.
it is. What the
Miles Kennedy. That's a big deal, you guys.
You
Wow.
got Corey Taylor in there too. So yeah.
You know
Amazing.
what's insane about that is these guys are not signed to a label.
Oh, that's right. They're like completely
independent.
independent.
Yes.
And they came out during a pandemic, which is like crazy. That's that they're doing so well.
Crazy.
Man,
But it's funny because we've talked about, this pandemic has kind of allowed people these opportunities that they wouldn't have normally slowed down enough to take. A lot like us doing this podcast. We would have never done this if we weren't in the middle of a pandemic. None of us had time.
People are starting podcasts, people are releasing music, and people are binging on Netflix. That's basically the that's our reality now.
It is. That is our reality, but it's a good one.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's proven to be a good reality for most of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's keep rolling with this. I don't know if you guys saw, but Taylor Swift is pissed off right now with Netflix show Ginny in Georgia.
Wait, I heard about this.
Uh-huh. There was a line in it that basically was like, you go through men, or you go through, I don't know, whatever. Something like it basically commented on Taylor Swift's amount of boyfriends that she's gone through.
What?
Yeah. Calling the joke lazy and deeply sexist.
That's a bit tone deaf in this day and age that we live in, this climate that we live in now. Like, maybe that's not a good joke to make. Maybe that's a bad idea.
The line was, you go through men faster than Taylor Swift.
I'd be offended by that if I was her.
It's a bit shamey. It's kind of like shaming her for living her life. And the sad thing is, like, you would never make that comment about like a guy who would release a ton of songs about his exes.
Well, here's the thing.
Standard there.
Isn't that that already happens?
Yeah.
But men are praised for it.
That's kind of the double stand. That's why that feels like that joke is a bit tone deaf in this.
It's just tacky. And a lot of Taylor's followers came after the Ginny and Georgia show they were like hashtagging like respect Taylor and all these things, which is funny that they would make that joke because she's actually been with her boyfriend for 4 years.
Yeah, I think she's kind of the butt of a lot of jokes like that, but like that's also stupid on their part because you don't want to mess with the Swifters. Like, she has an army, a loyal army of followers, and
who is she dating?
Feel their wrath.
Who is she dating right now?
Joe Alwyn. He's an actor.
Oh.
I don't remember for sure exactly what he's all in. I'm not like a huge follower of him, I guess. But here's the thing though, is it's like you talk about people that are vocal about how many people they've slept with or dated as men, and people are like, that's kind of crazy, like, holy cow. And it's like, if a woman did that, they would be drug.
Tarred and feathered. Yeah, it's really, you're right. Like I said, it's a double standard. That is kind of strange. So a bit tone deaf on their part, and hopefully this is just another learning experience for people. Like, hey, think before you joke.
True. And also, but like, kudos to Taylor Swift for handling it the way she did.
She did.
Because she shut that shit down.
That's right. She really stood up for that.
She kind of seems like she has a little bit of Billie Eilish in her. Like when Billie Eilish, didn't she like just remove everybody from Twitter when stuff was kind of going south for her?
Yeah. Like,
so
deleted.
she's got a little bit of Billie Eilish in her.
She just like unfollowed everybody.
Yeah.
The Billie Eilish thing was just ridiculous because people were just coming after her and complaining about this and that. And she's genuinely a great, good person with a great heart. And it's like, why are you going after easy targets like that?
Right.
That was my take on it, on the whole Billie Eilish thing.
Well, and not to harp on the whole men versus women thing, but again, if Billy would have been a dude, nothing would have been an issue.
Yeah. Something to think about.
It is something to think about, especially on this day.
Yes, on this day, right?
Yeah.
Get him, Eva.
Yeah, it's definitely a season for controversial things that are being said. I know there's some drama going on about the royal family.
Ooh, so much drama.
Yeah, the Queen. God, I was just like, it just came out like I think today or yesterday. So I just kind of scratched the surface on like what's going on with that. But like apparently the Oprah interview was like a very candid, tell-all kind of bombshell interview with Meghan Markle and Harry, right?
Oh my God. It almost mirrored the interview that I believe I want to say it was either Barbara Walters or Diane Sawyer did with Princess Di, which is Harry's mom. Obviously, most everybody knows that. But just the things that they were concerned about in their interview last night were so similar to the things that Diana had expressed in her interview, all those years ago, which is crazy. So, Harry made a point that basically said the thing that like made him move the most, or the thing that made him want to move the most, was his family's refusal to provide security for them, especially for Meghan and for their son Archie. And he just said that he didn't want history to repeat itself. He just was super concerned about it, given the way his mother passed away, and that was all paparazzi driven, allegedly. I think there's more to that.
Right. But I know that there was also like kind of the racial twist, talking about like the skin tone of their child or something like that. And
yes.
And I was just like, what are you doing?
Wow.
Why would you say that?
Because royal family, and I'm not excusing their behavior because to me it's disgusting.
They're quite pasty.
Yeah. Well, it's a family of tradition, and they're all stuck in their ways. They live in this like big like royal bubble. Like they don't have a big grasp on like the outside world per se. But what's interesting to me too is that not only did Archie's the concern of Archie's skin tone come up on what he was going to look like, which is fucked up, but they also refused to give him a royal title. He should be a duke.
What?
Yes, because only the firstborn, the oldest. So Prince William's kids are the only ones that can have the prince and princess title. So their kids would be dukes, but the royal family decided that they were not going to give him a royal title, nor would they provide him with security.
Oh my God, really?
Like that's your grandson.
How does that make any sense? That's so messed up.
It doesn't make any sense. And that's what's so trippy about this and like mind blowing. And that like wasn't even the only thing that wasn't even the only bombshell. What I'm going to say is that Oprah completely smashed the British patriarchy all over again last night. Drugged them, threw them under the bus.
Well, I mean, gosh. Yeah, I mean, well, it's just again, like you're right. Like they're very old and set in their ways, and what they think is right really isn't. But we're evolving, we're learning, we're becoming more accepting, we're becoming more conscious and more aware of these types of issues. It's like the same people that are upset about Potato Head. It's like, why are you upset about this? This company, like, voluntarily, like, decided they're like, we want to be more inclusive. We want to make a positive change. It's not like we're erasing history or like silencing or like causing this big stir or whatever. It's like, no, like we're just trying to like do something good and something like, wholesome, and try to evolve with the times, and you're right. I feel like there's not much of an excuse. Like, I know that they're old, but like you really have to put an effort into to really do some self-reflecting and make some positive changes to yourself and your old way of thinking.
Well, and what's interesting, though, is that Prince Harry is not the first person to eradicate from the royal family. Actually, Queen Elizabeth's dad had to step in for his brother because he wanted to be with a lady that was divorced, like an American actress. And so he eradicated himself so he didn't have to take the throne because they weren't going to let him be with the woman he wanted to be with because she was a divorcee.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Just silly things like that. And so one of the things that Harry did not want to talk about last night was Oprah asked who was the one that made the comment about the tone of Archie's skin. Well, he said he was not comfortable disclosing that information. However, they, I guess after the fact, and Oprah had put this statement out today, that Harry wanted to make very clear that it was not the Queen or his grandfather.
Oh, really? Okay. So I guess he also just kind of doesn't want to throw his family under the bus, even though he knows that like they're kind of.
Well, here's what you do. It's process of elimination. So, okay. So it wasn't the Queen or, her husband, but then you've either got Kate and William, which I mean, that seems odd. or you've got Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles, his wife.
Man.
Which is insane. Like, that is insane to me. And I guess things got so bad between Harry and Prince Charles that Prince Charles actually quit even taking his phone calls. And Harry said that he was cut off completely financially from the royal family. Completely. Jeez. And that he would not have been able to leave the royal family in the UK without the money that he inherited from his mother, from Princess Di.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Just a completely different world. I really don't understand it. I mean,
yeah, that's like
I really don't get it. You know,
it's mind blowing.
I feel like even like Princess Diana, like at that time, that era is kind of around the same time as like the peak tabloid Britney Spears thing, where tabloids were making so much money off of all the drama and all the crazy things that are going on there. Like over here, we're just like, who cares? It's like the royal family, schmoil, schmamly. Like they're a democracy now, So it's like in England. So yeah, it is kind of hilarious. But at the same time, it's like I think that I'm happy for them. I'm happy for Harry and Meghan making a stand against the status quo and saying like, no, like it's 2021. We need to start evolving, start moving forward, and bring some diversity into the royal family. And some of them that are old way of thinking and tradition and all that, like are probably like not on board with that, And
well,
and it's not really a bad thing to expose and air out that toxic way of thinking.
That's so true. And actually, Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson has refused to even comment on the drama because he's like, this is so stupid. Which honestly,
keep out of it.
it's obviously like a very big deal, and it's a very well spun web with all of this shit that's going on over there. But like, does it affect us? Not fucking really.
Yeah, I think the royal family are just kind of more like celebrities. They're just a celebrity family now. I know that they do a lot of things in public service, but like, yeah, they're more like, big tabloid personalities. They really don't have much to do with government much anymore.
So is it like our version of like the royals are our version of like the Kardashians?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I hope not. Let's be honest. If the Kardashians ran America, it'd be exactly the way it is right now.
Let us know in the comments below, people. You tell us.
In the comments. I heard that Chili's has a new interesting menu item. I think RJ, you know a little more about this than I do.
Oh yes. So before we wrap up Some Fucks Given for this week, I thought we would just end on at least something that's a little bit silly and a little bit more on the lighter side, because you're right, like those are some heavy topics. But you know what? To cope with all of it, Chili's is selling a gallon-sized pouch, basically a gallon-sized Capri Sun pouch of margarita mix. Oh. So you know what? At least we win in the. Look at this thing, dude. It's like, man, like do you have to prove that? Like when you go there, you're like, oh yeah, it's for me and like my other friends, my other people, my family at home. I got like 3 roommates, or is it like because like.
Or do they make you like turn in, like if you're gonna sit there and drink it, do they make you turn in your car keys?
Good idea.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
You know what? It's helping us get through the pandemic. So thank you, Chili's. You're an American treasure. You're helping us out so much. Where's my drink?
Well, it's time. You're okay. Plush's fans are going fucking bananas in the comments.
This is pretty cool.
God, bananas. Wow. They are like, Plush, please. Where's Plush? Where's Plush? Where's Plush? So it's now time to bring these girls in. But before we do, we've got a little clip of their music video, Hate.
All right. Are they ready? Are we ready?
I think someone's at the door.
Are you ready? It's time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the most amazing, the most incredible, the greatest all-woman band you've ever seen in your entire life. The incredible Plush is about to stop, drop, and roll. Let him in, Dan. Let him in.
Hey, what's up?
So happy to have you guys here with us. Thank you so much for joining us today
Thank you so much for having us.
on International Women's Day.
Yes.
Yes.
Anytime I can plug that, I'm going to, because that's a special day for us.
That's right.
Completely. Absolutely.
Especially with the way the world is right now. So you guys have your new song, Hate, that you just released with a video. It's your first single. How does it feel to have it out and to have it just gaining so much momentum?
It's amazing. Like, we are so grateful for all the love and support that we've gotten on it. It's so amazing.
Yeah, and it's like, it's crazy to think that this is all during a pandemic. Like, I don't think that this was, I mean, at least I didn't expect it. So it's like, it just completely came out of nowhere. And so it feels really weird, but it feels great at the same time.
Yeah.
Totally.
So exciting for you guys. I love where this is going, especially because not only is it your guys' first single and it's gaining so much momentum, you guys aren't even signed to a label. You're doing this all independently.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
RJ kind of said to us, like how wild it is, that this is all just exploding for you, with no label. Like, you guys are just doing this with you and your management.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. I don't really know what to think of it. Honestly,
crazy.
It really is. It's really, really weird.
At
All I can say is I'm just incredibly grateful.
Yeah.
Have you guys been communicating with radio stations or like the people at?
Uh-oh.
Nope.
Did we,
I think
we're
RJ?
losing RJ.
Are you frozen?
No. Oh, he's frozen. So I think what he was asking you
we'll
is,
get him back.
I think what he was asking you is, have you guys been communicating with people, like the major radio stations or what's, how are you guys getting all of this airplay?
Am I back?
You're back. I re-asked your question for you.
That was exactly my question. Yes. Like, what's been the process? Like, how are you guys? I mean, I know you guys are amazing. You're so talented, but like, it's almost unheard of how much you guys have rocketed up, especially during a pandemic right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. We have been, I know management has been in touch with a lot of, the radio stations and Octane. That was like a dream to be added to Octane. And that's, I mean, I'm really, really happy to be surrounded with such an awesome team, because, I'm sure as you guys obviously know, it's not just a one person thing. It's you know what I mean?
There's
So
like people behind the scenes.
I'm not sure if you were listening earlier, but when I was driving across the state of South Dakota, which is just super long, you guys came on the radio for Sirius Octane, whatever.
oh wow.
And I was like, oh my, like, this is so cool. They're going to be on our show. Like, it was just really neat to hear. And you guys have such a really good sound for sure.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much.
Have you guys
powerful
been able? Oh, I'm sorry. Have you guys been able to perform or do shows? I know that like there's really no shows going on, but have you guys been doing any virtual shows, any kind of live events, like where you guys are playing live together in front of people?
We haven't done any live shows yet, but we're hoping like maybe in the future, like some sort of live stream show, or hopefully as soon as gigs can happen. That's definitely what we want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think soon we should definitely, because we've definitely talked about doing a live stream show or something soon, because we're eager to play, as I'm sure that, every musician is right now and every band. Oh, those stupid pineapple earrings.
I think they're kind of cool.
Somebody got me these.
I love it. Oh, cool.
Somebody got me those freaking pineapple earrings. Yes, we're definitely going to be doing. I think we're definitely going to be doing some sort of live stream show pretty soon. At least I hope so.
Well, the way that you guys met is also just astonishing, especially during the pandemic. Could you guys talk about like how you guys were able to get in touch with each other and how you guys were able to form this band?
Yeah, I was just as the pandemic was starting, I just kind of realized I was kind of doing like a solo thing for a little bit, and it was really fun. I had a lot of great times, doing that. But I think that it was just, there's a reason and a season for everything. And I always knew that ever since I was little, my goal was always to be a part of a band. Like I just always wanted to be a part of a band. And, it just so happened that right around the same time I had discovered Brooke on Instagram. And I was like, holy crap, this girl is 16. She was 16 at the time. And I was like, there's no way. And then, and I found out that she didn't live too far from me. And I was like, I have to jam with this girl. At the very freaking least, I have to like just play with this girl and jam with her. And then our dads got in contact through somebody who worked at a mutual venue that we played at. Wow. And that's kind of that's how Brooke and I met.
Yeah.
Right, Brooke?
Yeah, so that's how me and Mariah met. And then I met Ashley through music school. We went to the School of Rock together, and we did a show together. And when me and Mariah were jamming and we're like looking for a bass player, I was like, I know a girl. So I hit up Ashley and we got together, and then it just clicked. And yeah, and then like Bella is also how we have our little connection to Hailstorm. So if you want to,
that's right.
So I came across Lizzie Hill had shared on Instagram like an ad that Surface Management had put out looking for a female guitarist for this band. And so like I had seen like Brooke's videos before, and of course I thought like she was awesome. And then I was like looking into it, and so like I reached out to Surface like the next day, and we all just seemed to click.
Yeah.
So did you guys
chemistry was unreal.
Did you guys know that when you were starting this project, okay, so Mariah and Brooke, this is more of a question for you. Did you know when you guys were creating this that you wanted this to be an all-female band, or did it just kind of all fall into place?
I think it kind of just really worked out the way that it like worked out to be a female band. Like I know me personally, I wasn't like, oh, it has to be all female, because like I was just like, I just want like, people who can play their instruments really. But
right. And I think at first like we were open. It wasn't like we weren't open to having, like you said, like any guys. It was just that by the time you were like, because we were thinking, oh, do we know any bass players? But when it was just the two of us, and then you were like, yeah, I know, one of my great friends, her name's Ashley, and she's a great bass player. And then, at that time it was 3 girls. And, I think at that point we were just kind of like, how sick would it be if the last puzzle piece was another girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that people have compared you, I'm sure you've heard it a million times, like to the Runaways, because that's really the last all female, like mainstream rock band that like has left their mark. So with that being said, like, what are you guys like hoping to accomplish with this badass lineup of like this all female rock band? Because you guys are rocking harder than some of the dudes out there right now.
Thank you.
You're rocking harder than RJ Hill right now. I can tell you right now.
That's very true. I hope. Well, let's do a tour together.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that would be freaking sick.
Let's do it.
Yes.
If all of you out there listening wants that to happen, just please go to indigoot.com and bug the hell out of our management. Tell them we want plush.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. Yes.
So back to the question. What are you guys hoping to accomplish with this?
I personally want to, I just really want to, I know that this is kind of cliche, but it's really the truth. Like, I kind of just want to share our art with the world. And I want to touch people's lives, and I think it's really cool for there to be an all-female band, at least, taking a stab at trying to get into, the mainstream rock. Because there, like you were saying, there really hasn't been, an all-female band in the mainstream in mainstream rock in a while. And I think it would just be really, really cool for all the young girls out there to have, a band to look up to that is even around their age. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be sick.
Yeah.
I agree. And just to really build our fan base. That's kind of what I'm hoping for right now.
Speaking of girls, looking up to, powerful women, Mariah, you put out a really great tweet today, tagging Lizzie and Joan Jett as women that have inspired you the most over the years.
Yes. Yeah.
That is so awesome. And that your vocals are so powerful.
Thank you.
That there aren't that many female vocalists that can wail like a Lizzie Hale or like Maria Brink. And then now we've got Mariah Formica coming up on this, and you're coming in hot. So,
oh my gosh.
And it's funny because
that picture.
Oh my gosh.
One of our viewers, Nick is his name, says that he predicts 6 to 10 number ones for Plush is what he's predicting.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nick.
Dan,
Oh my gosh, I know Nick.
Can you pull that picture up? Is that an LTD Eclipse body guitar?
That is. I have
that same guitar. Amazing. Yeah.
I love.
Sorry,
I love
random,
LTDs.
but I mean.
I won't play anything else. I love the Eclipse LTDs.
Mhm.
I love them so much.
Yeah,
See, there's
they're
me
so
with
cool.
one. There's me with another one.
Well, wasn't that was kind of like a Metallica thing, right? The Eclipse body. If I remember
I
right.
think so.
Yeah,
Yes, because
Yeah.
James Hetfield plays. He has a signature one, right?
Yeah.
He has a signature Eclipse. Yeah.
Are you guys also sponsored by anyone? By them? Or
I am. Yes.
oh, very cool. Right on. Good for you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'm sure more will follow.
That'd be awesome.
You guys will get fully sponsored. No problem.
What advice would you give to the young girls that are looking up to you? Because you've got all these little girls that are like, holy crap, these girls are young and they're doing these big, huge, amazing things. Like, what's some advice that you would give to those younger girls looking up to you?
Definitely practice a lot. Make sure you're practicing all the time. Don't be afraid of what other people are going to say. As for practicing too, always have your instrument in your hand. That's what I love to do. Like when I'm watching TV, even if I'm like on an exercise bike, like why can't I have my bass on?
That's what Eddie Van Halen used to do.
Sure.
100%. I attest to that.
Eddie Van Halen, I think, used to do that all the time. He would like always have his guitar on him when he was watching TV or walking around the house, just always playing. So it's just a part of him,
It's the best thing to do. I mean, it really you want your instrument to become a part of you. I think that, and even if you're like a vocalist, like I don't know, sing what you say. Like I don't.
Right? No, I totally agree, Ashley, and I can attest to that. Like when I got my first guitar ever at 6, it was like a stupid little $20 Target guitar.
Oh yeah, we love that.
It was like the built-in, it had like the built-in amp on it, but it was like battery switch, and you flick the switch. And I'm like, but I took that damn thing everywhere. I played. It became like another appendage of me. Like I took that on flights to go visit my grandparents in Maryland. Like I took it everywhere. And yeah, it really is. I can't. That's a great piece of advice, honestly.
Yeah. Because I mean, people will sit on the couch on their phone while they're watching TV. It's like, why not just play on your guitar, your bass while you're watching TV?
Exactly. Like just noodle with it. Like get it used to
get to know it.
Right. Get to know it. Like get it feeling good on your hands and just you know what I mean.
All the jingles in the commercial, you can sing along with them, like 1-800.
Yeah. I guess one of the pieces of advice that I would give is, be able to take. I know it's tough, but it's like be able to take constructive criticism, or at least think about it. Because for me, especially, I know like when you're a teenager and stuff, it's like it's hard to hear that, especially like when you're used to just hearing your parents and your loved ones being like, oh, you're so awesome and stuff. But, I know for me personally, constructive criticism was a huge part of how I was able to get better and become who I am today. And I'm still learning. Like, you can never stop learning, you know? So that would be a big piece of advice. And also, this is cliche, but follow your gut, because literally so far, nothing good has ever come from me going against my gut feeling. You know, if you just have like that pit in your stomach and you know something doesn't feel right, don't do it. You know, just don't do it. Seriously.
You know, as somebody, I'm in my 30s. The two biggest pieces of advice that I've heard you guys say that I'm like, I wish I would have known that at your age, is what Ashley said. Don't care so much what people think. Just
Right.
go for it. And then, you know, Mariah, you saying trust your gut. Those are the two biggest, like, impactful pieces of advice that I wish I would have known at your age, because so many things could have been different or better. So it's so intuitive and so great that you guys already have that.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
So don't lose that. It looks like AP Magazine has listed you guys as in the top 10 rising all-female bands.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's
Have
insane.
you guys seen that?
Amazing.
No
Wow.
small feat.
I
So
did.
cool.
I think I did see that actually.
Yeah,
Yes,
I did
too.
see that.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't even know like we were gonna be in there, and I was just like on Facebook one day, and I came across it like, oh, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
I was like, oh, we got tagged in this picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you guys feeling like, is there a certain type of pressure on you being, you know, like we've talked about, one of the first mainstream all-female rock bands? Are you guys feeling any type of pressure with that?
Honestly, like I don't feel any pressure.
I-
No.
Like I see it as like the same pressure like any new band feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to make, you know,
Yeah, you want to like make.
you want to make your mark, and you want to, but it's kind of like, I don't know, the way I view it, it's like we're gonna go out there, you know, give it our best shot and just be ourselves,
Yeah.
you know, and let the people decide. I mean, that's what we've done this far. You know what I mean? So,
That's awesome. I think that that's exactly the way you should be viewing it.
Yeah.
Not feeling any
sure,
more
yeah.
pressure because you guys are women. Just going out
Right.
there and grabbing the industry by the balls, basically. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what's great though?
Rock out, right?
Buy everything. Buy, or, you know, insert genitals here. No. I was gonna say though, like I remember when we started out, and you know, pretty much bill after bill after bill, show, festival, tour, whatever. Like, you know, my sister was like usually the only female like on the entire, like she was like, that was it. She was it, you know, like, and she was surrounded just by dudes, total dude fest. And I'm loving to see that there's more and more bands with women in them, you know, and it looks like it's becoming this amazing community. It's like all the women in the rock genre that just want to headbang and rock and play heavy music. Like there's no competition. Like they're all so uplifting and supportive of each other. And I think that's just in general, especially in the rock industry. We're all kind of the underdogs over here,
Right.
compared to like pop or hit, like all the major genres. So it's really cool to see that. It's really cool to see that like my sister's best friends with like the ones you mentioned, like, and there's so many out there. So have you also gotten to become friends with some of your peers, some of your female peers in rock music?
You guys. It's been really great though, because like being around other women, especially, it's really empowering, because we all experience very similar things, and we're able to uplift each other and understand each other, maybe in ways that not that men can't, but that we just can understand better.
Right.
Yeah.
No, we truly can't.
And so I was gonna say, I think some things there are things that they just can't.
We have no clue. So I love that. I love that there is that, you know, that there's more and more out there. It's becoming more and more diverse. And even the crowds at the rock shows are becoming, like, it was usually like maybe 80-20 dudes. And now it's like almost split right down the middle, you know, like more women want to come to a heavy rock show and mosh pit and rock out. And it's become such a great, you know, diverse haven of just, you know, like it's just split down the middle now. It's great.
Yeah. Right. No, I totally second that.
There's something so refreshing to see more females in rock, especially because you've got tons of females in pop, you have tons of females in country, you have tons of females in every other genre but rock. And I'll say one of my favorite shows that I've ever, with a band I've ever worked with was Butcher Babies.
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
girls,
they're amazing. Yeah.
their energy is unbelievable. And those girls go so hard, and they get down and get in the mosh pits. They started the circle pit at the venue I was working at. I was like, oh God, here we go.
I saw them live. They were freaking incredible. They were, I did, and they were incredible. And they're so nice. Like, they
nice.
I was like a 16 or like 17, I don't know. And they were so kind to us. And they were like, oh yeah, like come hang out with us. And like, I was there with my drummer at the time, and they're just so like kind too, which is awesome. But they tore it up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like it was insane.
And like Heidi, her energy, like especially I was standing closer to her side of the stage, and holy crap.
She's a force.
Girl.
Yeah.
That girl has like springs in her shoes. I am almost positive.
Yeah.
Like the way that girl jumps around the stage.
I think RJ that weren't you on Chip Rocked when Butcher Babies were also?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a crazy show.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, they did like 3, but it was amazing. My
we go
gosh.
way back with them, and it's great to see. I think for a long time, like when we came out, it was like us, Evanescence, and Flyleaf. That was about it, and they were all, but they were all just female fronted bands, like female singers. But now I love seeing that more and more. You've got your Jen Ledgers, you got your Corey from Skillet, blanket on her last name. Corey. You got Jen and Corey from.
Corey Cooper.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Corey Cooper. I don't want to forget her. That's John and Corey Cooper. You got Jen Ledger, Corey Cooper. You got Emma from Sick Puppies. You got Code Red, which I don't know if you guys. Or I'm sorry. Code Orange. Whoops.
Orange. She has a signature ESP.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
I don't know her name.
What's Code Orange?
Oh, Code Orange is this incredible metal band, and they have a female guitar player. I'm so sorry, I forget her name, but amazing. And she also sings. But it's great to see like more women playing guitar, more women playing drums and bass, and not just resorting to being singers. So I think that's really cool too, and I think that you guys are such a great example of just all around the whole spectrum. Like women can tread on pretty much everything. Exactly.
Thank you.
Like we got it,
and it's wild. And like not to like keep beating a dead horse with bringing up, like the women in rock thing or the women in the industry thing, but I don't think, and maybe you do, but I don't think people in general realize what a big deal this is of what you guys are doing, like for women in general.
Yeah.
It's badass. Like
it's killer. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. There's just not a lot of women in a lot of the industries. Like, one of the biggest, like I'm the only girl on this podcast.
We love her.
Come on.
But Eva's also like, she's not in the music business, but she's also a dancer in this metal burlesque dance troupe. So that's like a whole other genre, but still it's like women, like they love the heavy music. They love the metal, the head banging and all that stuff. So, I mean, she's right up there with you.
Anything that we can do that makes an impact, that make people go, holy shit. Yeah. That's what we want to do.
Exactly. I mean, that's what Lizzie Hale did for me. Like that's what your sister did for me,
That's
So
right.
like she's, like one of the biggest reasons why we're here, because it's people like her and Amy Lee, and
Amy,
Maria Brick and all of them paving the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I totally agree with that. I would love to be that for a young girl,
Oh, you guys, I'm sure you guys already are inspiring so many young girls to pick up a guitar, pick up a bass, pick up some drumsticks, or grab a microphone. Like you guys are going to be such a huge inspiration on so many.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I believe you already are.
We've got some people asking about kind of your origins. Mariah, we know that you really kind of hit mainstream, but you kind of broke onto the scene on The Voice.
Yeah.
And you were Team Miley.
Yes.
Oh,
And
it's
am I
equal.
remembering correctly? Did all 4 judges turn their chair?
Yes.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool. And then we also have another question. When did you ladies all start playing your instruments? Like what age? How old were you?
I started playing guitar. My first instrument was guitar, and I started playing around 5 or 6, and then it wasn't until about 9 or 10 that I got into singing.
Very cool.
Wow. All right. Cool.
What about the rest of you?
I started playing guitar at 5.
Yeah, I started playing drums around 6.
Was it like an interest that you guys had, or were your parents like, here's an instrument, learn to play?
I mean,
sorry.
We all grew up around music. Like all of our parents are super into rock and metal, so that's kind of how we all like gravitated towards it. But like for me, it was like kind of like that like first interest in it. Like I felt like guitar was just like the coolest thing, and then once I got playing, it just kind of blew my mind a bit.
Yeah.
When you guys started that young, what was like your first song that you played that you were so interested in, or a band? Because mine, it was like Smoke on the Water. But obviously, I'm not a rock star. But just really interested in what you guys were. What was that first song that really caught your ear?
So my first drum cover when I was like, I'm gonna say maybe like 8, was Katy Perry, The One That Got Away.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
I love that song. It's such a good song. It really is.
Summer after high school, when we first met.
I can't.
Let's go.
My band was Aerosmith. That was, as a matter of fact, when I was like 7, I redid my room to be like 2 shades of pink to match the album cover of Just Push Play.
Yeah.
And I called it Aeroville because I had so much Aerosmith stuff in it. But
Nice.
I would like lock myself in my room with my little guitar and just like try and like noodle around to Aerosmith albums, and like I wouldn't come out like all day, and my mom and dad would be like, hey, you know, you have to eat, huh? Like you have to do these things. So that was my band that really inspired me to pick up a guitar.
That's awesome. Hey, you know, I was just making this joke today with one of my friends, just saying like, I think oftentimes when bass players get gigs, it's like when someone's like, hey, we need someone to play bass, and they say, well, I'll do it. Everybody always needs a bass player, but I'm curious, Ashley, like what is your story about getting into music and why you chose to play bass?
Oh, wow. So I started on guitar and I went to the School of Rock, and basically I played guitar for a bit. I also played the flute in middle school, but we're not going to talk about that.
I played the clarinet, and like we were all freaking weirdos. It was only the clarinet section.
Oh my god!
Anyways,
Can you guys bust that out live? Like, can you bust the flute out and the clarinet live? Like,
Yeah, if I had it, I would, and I'd play you like hot cross buns, but I don't have it.
I'm so old, we learned that on the recorder.
Oh,
Yeah, I
remember
recorders, and that's my list of instruments.
Anyway, keep going, Ashley. Yeah.
So yeah, I think this might have been around like 7th or 8th grade, but at the School of Rock, I think we did like Ramones versus the Clash, and my guitar instructor at the time was like, "Why don't you play bass on this song?" And it was "Death or Glory" by the Clash. So it's like, okay, and the bass line in that is so cool.
Yeah.
So that was the first bass line I ever decided to seriously learn, and that was kind of that.
You just kind of fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, Ashley, is your dad a musician as well?
My dad is a musician.
And what does he play?
My dad shreds on the guitar.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does anybody else's, you all said that your family was all into like, you know, your families are into metal and rock and all that. Anybody else's parents musicians? Brooke, I think your dad might be.
No, he's not.
Not.
Oh.
No, but I'm the only musician in my family.
Oh,
So
right. I
you're
remember
just
that
prodigy.
from when we had you on last season. You did tell us that.
That's right.
Um, My parents are not even close to being musicians. They are just not. It's just. I love them. I love them. That's what I'll say. I credit them 100% for raising me around great music, but that's about it, man.
I always credit my parents. Are your parents an important part of where you guys are now?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, right.
I would not be where I am without my parents. My parents have slaved. Like, my parents have broken their backs to, like, make sure that my dreams came true.
Oh, that is so.
Yeah, I will start crying. So,
Me too.
My dad plays guitar, and he owns a music shop. So I grew up just like always around like guitars and instruments and a lot of rock and roll.
Nice.
So
Does he own like a music shop, like a local one, or?
Yeah, local shop.
Oh, cool, awesome.
Well, I've seen you play, and you're an absolute shredder. So did you?
Thank you so much.
Did you get it? Did you get that from him?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think you're better than him?
I don't think so. I don't know. Me, not yet.
I want to say.
We might have to have a riff off. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I think maybe a rip off. Next time we have you guys on, let the parents compete.
You guys should do that for like a YouTube channel, like Parents versus Kids.
That's a great
That'd be
idea.
so nice. That's actually such a good idea. Me too.
She's got a lot of great ideas. That's why we keep her around,
Sometimes they do. They just come to me though. Like
She's brilliant.
so. Are you guys ready to play a little game here?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I love
yes.
games.
And I'm kind of nervous about it because after talking with these ladies, I feel like they know more. Like I feel like my clues might be too obvious.
Okay, so
we'll just keep going.
Let me set up this segment real quick. So usually we go back. Usually Eva and Brock go. B-Rock. Usually Eva and B-Rock go back and forth, and they trade off doing a solo segment. Eva sometimes does Eva After Hours. She did something about the Golden Globes last week. B-Rock will sometimes do, he'll rank things here and there. But we thought we wanted to just bring you guys on the show and have you guys on the majority of the show because you guys are so cool. So we're going to combine our two segments, the B-Rock solo segment and our game segment that we call Stop, Drop, Shenanigans, and a little segment that we're calling B-Rock Shenanigans. And the song goes like this. B-Rock.
Shenanigans.
B-Rock.
Shenanigans. You'll never get
Is
gold.
Oh, you're so.
Did you guys just
B-Rock
throw that together
Shenanigans.
today?
I literally threw that together in 5 minutes before we came on.
Yeah,
Perfect.
sounds good. So basically, I'm gonna do like maybe 4 or 5 women in rock, and you guys have your notepads with you.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
I wasn't so sure that you guys were sitting so close to each other, so you can't cheat. But I'm pretty sure that you're gonna all get them right in.
Oh wait, I can just. I'm gonna take like a good thing, so I have like a.
All right, you guys ready?
Wait, here's
There's
some
a pen and paper, B-Rock. No peeking.
Been out of school for a while. No, I'm just kidding.
All right,
I'm
so
sorry, I'm hoarding everything.
I'm gonna play the female in rock. Okay, so you have to guess who I am.
Okay.
I'm 27 years old.
It won't take a lot of imagination.
Shoot.
That was
The first song I
I'm like so nervous that I'm gonna mess up that I didn't even hear the drum.
you guys are you're gonna be just fine. So the first song that I sang is "Where Are You Christmas."
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
The first song that I recorded or sang is "Where Are You Christmas." I may or may not.
Ashley, no peeking.
I was like, are they writing? I was like, should I be
like 3 inches from each other. They're, you know, it's too
I know, right? I may or may not have acted with.
Sliders.
Wait, what was the second?
I may or may not have acted with Jim Carrey.
I got this. I think I got it.
Okay, so if you're good, we're gonna move on to the next one. I'm from New York City. I was born in 1977. My first album was Beautiful Tragedy.
Ooh.
I am a vegetarian and I can scream like hell. That one's going to be a hard one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, who is that one?
Famous vegetarian, huh?
My first album was Beautiful Tragedy. I think I got that because I love that album.
Don't share. Don't share.
I won't.
All right. I am next one. I am 37. I started my band in 1997. I have a brother that's on this podcast that is just a little bit of an asshole. I am the fourth Elizabeth May in my family.
You guys get this wrong. I'm just gonna leave.
You're not on the floor.
Last one. Here we go. I am 72. Ooh, my favorite food is mac and cheese. I met Lindsey Buckingham my senior year of high school. I also had a cameo in American Horror Story.
Oh,
Ooh, I know that one.
I think I know that one too.
I've never seen
So
American Horror
that's
Story.
all I've got.
You've never seen American Horror Story?
No, what?
No, I don't like anything scary.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Actually, it's
So-
funny. She asked if I wanted to watch a movie the other night, and I was like, "Yeah, I want to watch a horror movie." She's like, "I can't do that," and I'm like, "Oh,
Oh
I
my
only
God.
watch horror movies."
Yeah, me too. That's what I watch too. Is I love anything that will scare the shit out of me.
Right?
I can't
It's
do
fun.
it. Like I'm.
So what do
18
what do you gals think the
like.
It's funny because my girlfriend like hates scary movies, but she'll listen to like or watch documentaries about like people being mutilated and murder mysteries. Like her arms are cut off, her legs were cut off, her eyeballs were cut out. Like
I know, right?
Or crime podcasts.
crime junkies.
Yeah.
So what do you gals think is the what do you think what the first one is? Where Are You Christmas?
Taylor Momsen.
Yeah.
All right, the second one with the Beautiful Tragedy.
Say it all at once.
Maria Brink.
Judges.
I told you I love that album. Beautiful
The
Tragedy.
third one, I'm pretty sure you're all gonna get.
There's no way.
Lizzie Hale.
Oh, so sorry. So sorry.
No.
Wrong answer.
No, I'm kidding.
And
That
the-
was absolutely correct.
And the American Horror Story one.
Stevie Nicks.
Yes.
Great job.
Which is funny because Lady Gaga also was in a season of
She
American
was.
Horror
She's
Story.
not 72 though.
But she's
She
not
was-
72. And if she was, I'd be like, whatever you're doing, tell me your secret.
I know, right?
One.
She's the Countess. Right? She was young forever.
Wow, you guys, geez, really good. I mean,
Well done.
kind of easy. but-
Flush, everybody. They killed it.
The only
That's
one that I was like not sure of the second one was Maria Brink.
Yes.
I was like,
Well, I had to try to make one kind of hard, but you guys caught on pretty quick.
I just didn't know
Well,
that
I
she
didn't
was
know.
a vegetarian.
Yeah.
I didn't either, but then you said Beautiful Tragedy, and I'm like, wait, I listen to that album all the time. I love it. When it came out, I loved it.
Can you believe
Yeah,
how
for
much
sure.
that Maria Brink has evolved from when she first came out to where
Yeah.
she is now?
It's crazy. I love it. That's something that I love about In This Moment is every album was so different, but it was like so them at the same time. It's almost like Lady Gaga. That's why Lady Gaga is my favorite artist.
Oh, me too. I love Lady Gaga.
So, Mariah, have you seen American Horror Story?
Oh yeah, I've seen
Okay.
every season. Yeah, I
So
love
you
American
saw Hotel, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah.
thank you, B-Rock, for B-Rock.
Shenanigans!
B-Rock.
Shenanigans! You'll never get
His
gold!
Can we
just wanna
put
play the song
that
again.
song and throw this segment in throughout the rest of the season? Because
I just love the song.
so are you guys before we let you go here, are you guys hoping to jump on the festival circuit when everything opens back up?
I'd love
100%. Yeah. We would love to.
Yeah. I hope to see you there.
Like Shiprocked and all those
Yes.
other crazy ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be
Absolutely.
amazing. I've always wanted to go to Shiprocked.
It's
Oh,
fun,
it's
man.
so fun.
Yeah.
Jeez.
See, I'm the only one on the podcast that has not been on Shiprocked.
Oh, you will. I'm sure Stop, Drop, and Talk will probably be on Shiprocked.
We will.
Dan, Kaufman,
Power
producer
personality
Dan.
trio that we are. And I hope that you're there too.
Jared
What
Cabot,
about what about
Sturgis?
Sturgis? Yeah. Have you guys heard of
Oh
Sturgis?
yeah,
South Sturgis?
I actually was supposed to play that one year, but that it like something happened. But yes, we definitely will hopefully be playing Sturgis because
Oh,
it's like
yeah,
a big
so-
biker festival.
Hopefully.
Like
Yeah.
this year?
Oh, I don't know. No.
Okay,
I
so
hope so.
B Rock and I live near Sturgis. This is where we're
really?
from.
What state is that?
South
Don't-
Dakota.
don't-
Don't do it.
You set yourself up again.
Every time. So no, I actually work with a big venue right in Sturgis. I've production managed there for 5 years. So I would love to have you guys at my venue.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
It's the first full week of August is the date you're looking at. You
Oh,
obviously
wow.
didn't play the whole week, but this rally is the 81st Sturgis. But last year, of course, RJ, your mom just said moo.
Moo.
Eva."
Oh yeah, it's International Women's Day, so I got to give a shout out to my mom. Hi, mom. And Emily and my sister and Emily's mom and Oreo, he's a boy, but he's my dog and I love him. So give a shout out all
Oh
the
my
time.
goodness. But no, this rally is supposed to be way bigger than last year. Obviously, COVID put a little damper on things last year. Numbers were down, but this year is supposed to be explosive. And by then, most everybody will have had their vaccines and
Yes.
all that stuff.
So there you go. We got to get
Yeah.
Plush on Sturgis, Shiprocked, and on tour with Hailstorm, baby.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna bug the out of my management to try to get you guys on tour with us.
You can say that word, RJ.
I want to
Oh
go
my
at
gosh,
us.
that'd be
I
sick.
just love you guys. I just want to hang out.
Oh, thank you.
I hope it happens.
The best thing about what I've noticed about you ladies is that you're obviously like your success is on the rise. Like you're just getting started, but you're also very down to earth, so awesome, so easy to talk to. Like, you know, sometimes you get those guests or people that you talk to that are hard to like drag stuff out of or like talk to, and you guys have made it so easy on us and so fun.
Well, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. You guys have made it fun. You guys are super fun too.
Yes.
So
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. It has been an amazing pleasure to have you on, and we cannot wait to keep watching you kick ass and just do what you're doing, and also get on Shiprock and Sturgis and all that junk.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
totally.
Let's go with Hailstorm.
Yes.
We're
Totally.
going with Hailstorm.
Let's
Thank
get
you
Stop,
guys
Drop,
so
and
much.
Talk on tour with it. We'll get Stop, Drop, and Talk, Hailstorm, and we'll do Sturgis and Shiprocked and all the festivals and all the Danny Wimmer festivals. And, I want it. Come on.
Oh my
Ready.
goodness. So we cannot wait to watch you ladies continue to do what you do. Check out their single Hate. You can get it on Spotify, iTunes, all the good stuff. You guys have dropped on all digital platforms, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So any digital platform, you can get their single Hate. Be sure and check out the video. It's so awesome. Watch what these girls are going to do. And hopefully we'll have them back on season 4.
Yes.
Awesome. Yes.
I think we should for sure.
I want to have you guys as like our regular guests because you guys are just such a fun hang. I love this.
Thank you.
Probably,
Oh my
probably my favorite so far. This is great.
Oh wow.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
It's been so much fun.
Yes. Really
Oh,
bad.
thanks for coming on. It's been
I can't wait to
blast.
see you live. I can't wait for you guys to play a live friggin' show, and I can see you.
We can't
For
wait to
sure.
see you live.
Yeah. I actually got to play a show like back in what was it, like 2017 or something? Anyways,
That's right.
it was in Minnesota, I think. And it was
into a show.
Yeah, it was the show. It was when I was doing the solo thing, and I was playing with you
right.
guys in Zone Death.
That's right. Oh my God, that was such a fun show. I remember that. Oh my God. God, it feels like so long. I mean, 2020 was a long year. It feels like it was like a decade ago.
It really
Like,
does. It really does.
But I mean, I know we're jonesing to play live shows. Like, it's in our blood, and I know it's in your blood too. And you guys want to get out there and like play in front of a crowd because there's no better feeling than that. So as soon as everything opens up, I cannot wait to come to a Plush show and watch you guys.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Energy breeds energy, and we're all like living on those posy vibes. And like I know that, like RJ said, he's so excited to get back out with those live crowds. So
100%.
hopefully we'll see you guys on a circuit somewhere. We'll be watching
I can't
your
wait
socials.
to see you. Yeah, for sure.
And Dan Catullo wants to direct a music video for you.
That
Oh
was
my God.
There he is, Dan.
And you know what? I would definitely accept that if I were you.
He did just direct Kiss's biggest show of their career in Dubai on New Year's Eve.
That is pretty cool.
That's so incredible.
I would trust him 187%, not 190 though.
Yeah. You gotta be
180
realistic.
185.
There he is, everybody.
Dan, where'd you go, man? Come on.
Just popping in and out like that. Dan, get in here. Dan Catullo, right? Dan is also like a mega fan of you guys as well as all of us, so I'm sure he'd love to tell you how much he loves you guys.
They know it. We were talking in the pre-show, but I'm having a hard time keeping up with all the comments from their fans. Their fans are crazy.
You guys,
good.
that's another
That's
thing.
amazing.
You guys have like the most incredible fan base, so dedicated and so
You're ready.
fire. I love it. Give it up for the Plush fans.
We're so thankful for them too.
Yes.
Seriously.
Thank you guys for commenting
Thank you.
and the support. And thank you guys for having us on.
Yes,
Seriously.
Thank you.
So much
Thank
fun.
you guys so much again for joining us. It was so much fun. We'll be watching what you guys are doing, so
Oh,
can't
for
wait
sure.
to see it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you, ladies,
guys.
so much.
guys.
See you later.
Yeah, Plush, everybody! The amazing Plush. Oh my God. They are such a great hang.
Wow.
Why do I say this every week that I'm like, this is my favorite week?
I know we keep topping it, man. What are we gonna do?
But do we keep topping it, or do we just really love what we're doing here?
I just think we're having so much fun. I mean, geez.
All I can say is that bar set's pretty high for next week. So okay. So we have nothing. We're not going to announce this week right now. We're going to make you wait for it.
Right.
But we do have a very, very special guest next week. So keep an eye on our socials, and we'll tell you who it is. And we're very excited.
It's going to be a good one.
See a lot of hand claps in the
Very
comments.
good one.
That's great.
It's gonna be so good. Cannot wait. What a
But
super
yes.
fun episode.
Absolutely. Man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That was a good
Also,
topic.
I wore this for National Women's Day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that. Well, do you guys
Revolution
have any women in your life? I just shout out like all the women in my life that are so like special to me and inspiring to me, like my mom, my sister, my girlfriend's mom, and I mean too many. My aunt, my cousin, like I've got so many I feel like most of my relatives are women, which I'm very grateful that I have that around me. And so do you guys have anyone you want to shout out real quick before we go?
Go ahead,
Go
B-Rock.
ahead. Oh, for sure. My mother. I have many aunts, probably 5, 6. Yeah, basically, yeah, especially during the funeral for my grandma, they were just, they're amazing women.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, Eva.
I have my grandmother. My grandmother who raised me she's a take no bullshit kind of lady, and that's kind of who I got it from.
Oh yeah.
Her for sure. Aunts, uncles, cousins. A quote that I keep going back to, especially on today, is teach your daughters not to be so worried about fitting into glass slippers, but shattering glass ceilings instead.
Oh
And
my
as
God.
the mother of an 11-year-old daughter, that I keep very close to me. And so obviously my 11-year-old daughter, her name's Amelia. And yeah, and then of course my crazy talented tribe of metal burlesque dancers in my dance group.
Dirty Sexy Riot! Well, I can't wait to see a Dirty Sexy Riot show too. Like I know.
It's killer. It's pretty
B-Rock's
cool.
got to see you live. I still have to get up there and actually catch a show. I can't wait to do that. But I love what you guys are doing too, and it's so empowering.
Thank you. I have merch coming out for you guys.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! I'm gonna wear it on the show.
I hope so.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll do it the same day.
Me too.
Oh man.
Well, I think it's time for that high note, RJ.
Absolutely. But man, that is such a cool quote. Thank you for making that quote tonight, Eva. That's really awesome. But yeah, this has been such an amazing show. International Women's Day, fucking amazing. Let's end it on a high note. And this week's high note is called Women's March. Because it's Women's History Month. Like, it's International Women's Day, and it's also Women's History Month. Last week, we learned some good news about the virus. Last month, we had a blast learning about some of the ultra badasses in Black history. And now it's March, and it's time to dive into Women's History Month. So we're going to celebrate tonight and reflect on some of the greatest contributions of some of the most prominent women in United States history. Unfortunately, for years and years, so many have gone overlooked. And I think we all agree that that needs to change. Unlike the limits of past documentation, we now live in an age with access to so much information right at our fingertips. We can dig through the forensics of history. And we also have a newfound desire to seek out factual truths instead of whitewashed stories of inaccurate historical embellishments. We want to find out who did what and who was involved with these great contributions, regardless of race or gender or anything. And as science and technology marches on and we evolve as a society, we understand more and more that the vital importance of learning the real facts, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because we're better off for it when we know the truth, regardless. And that's how we progress and we make this world better and better for all of us. So let's take a look at these powerful tools that we have, and let's use them for good. Let's encourage everyone out there to research trusted sources, expand our way of thinking, and share the things we've learned. This week, I want to dedicate this section of Women's History Month to the field of science. Yeah. I didn't mean to the cow sound. I wanted to do this. Where is it? Hang on. Oh, there it is. Science-y sound effect. Anyway, well, that didn't work. Well, whatever. Sadly, so many women throughout history have been wrongfully snubbed due to sexism, and even in the free field of science, it's been no different. Many now feel hopeful that we're moving in a better direction for equality, but like we said last month, we still have a long way to go. But we can get there one step at a time. So I say tonight, let's make a giant leap as we discuss some of these underrated women who have contributed so much to the advancements of science, starting with Jocelyn Bell Burnell, credited for discovering pulsars in 1967 while still a graduate college student at Cambridge University. For those who don't know, pulsars are the remnants of massive stars that went supernova. This was a huge leap for astronomy, discovering that giant stars didn't just blow themselves into oblivion, but instead left behind small, incredibly dense rotating stars. Bell Burnell discovered the signals for their rotation by analyzing data printed on around 3 miles of paper from a radio telescope that she helped assemble. Pretty amazing, right? The finding resulted in a Nobel Prize, but it went to her supervisor, Anthony Hewish, instead. The snub generated a wave of sympathy for Bell Burnell. But despite that and her groundbreaking work, she was still subject to the prevailing attitudes towards women in academia. One of them being there was no type of maternity leave provisions at the university, making it extremely hard to balance work while pregnant. It's crazy now to think the mentality back then was to leave women to deal with the burden of pregnancy without any protection for their career. A simple thing like maternity leave makes a huge difference in fairness. Over time, Belle Burnell has since become a heroic figure for women in science, and she's also chaired in a working group for the Royal Society of Edinburgh tasked with helping to boost the number of women in the fields of science, technology, math, and engineering. So good for you. Thank you, Belle Burnell. Another story, a similar hand was dealt to Nettie Stevens. She was a geneticist from Vermont who discovered sex chromosomes. Using mealworms, her discovery was the first time that she could see the observable difference of the two chromosomes she discovered, which could be linked to an observable difference in whether an individual is male or female. This pair of chromosomes she studied would later become known as X and Y chromosomes. Remember learning that in biology class? A fellow researcher named Edmund Wilson is said to have done similar work, but came to the conclusion after Stevens, having her fall victim to a phenomenon known as the Matilda effect. Basically, he got all the credit. And the Matilda effect is the representation or denial, the repression or denial of the contributions of women researchers in science. At 50 years old and only 9 years after completing her PhD, Stevens died of breast cancer in 1912. But in 1994, 82 years after her death, she was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame, and her legacy continues. Like in 2017, when Westfield State University honored her by opening the Dr. Nettie Maria Stevens Science and Innovation Center, specializing in biology, health, nursing, chemistry, physics, and environmental science, just to name a few. So, good for you. Folks, the list goes on, and I could go on and on all night about these women in science, like Esther Lienberg, Xian Sheng Wu, Liza Meitner, I think I'm pronouncing these right, and Rosalind Franklin. I mean, those are just a few out of so many. All crucial players to the advancements we take for granted today, and all of them underappreciated and snubbed until decades after their time. But it's only a 90-minute show, so I can't go into all of these, but I really think that you should research these. I'd like to think we as human beings believe in what's right and what's fair, and to give credit where credit is most due. And this International Women's Day, I suggest you do the same, not only by honoring the great women in history, but the great women in your life. Forever selfless, forever loving, forever trailblazing, and of course, forever badass. So where's my sound? There it is. Yeah! And that's our show. I want to thank the amazing Plush. I want to thank Eva Steele, D-Rock, James Jewel, and all of you Stop Drama Talkers out there. Please like, subscribe, and tune in next week for your favorite therapeutic deep tissue massage for your brain.
Stop, drop, and talk. Stop, drop, and talk.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
I blow the wind of God
The wind of God
on you.